And welcome to the January edition of the Sports Drive here at Beaver County Auto in Chippewa. On the left, the coach, Doug Biega. The main man on the right, PJ Latsko. And guys, we're going to start off, unfortunately, with normally we have a lot of light topics to talk about. That can't be the case today with the news that's, rocked not only the sports world, but the world in general. And that's the tragic death of Kobe Bryant, along with 8 others in the plane crash in California. Just general thoughts on it. We're not going to get too deep into this, but it's something that you can't get away from anywhere you look at, listen to. People are talking about it. Just your general thoughts when you saw it, Doug, when you heard about it, feelings.
Well, I initially I found out about it driving home from a basketball practice with my son, ironically enough, and I naturally thought it was a hoax because today's day and age, there's so many hoaxes on social media. I guess now that I've heard, a lot of people were in my boat, not wanting to believe it, really wanting it to be a hoax. And then as the news rolled in, you were just, I don't know why it's hitting everybody so hard, but you're talking about a global brand, a global icon, and I think you guys are going to agree with me because we're dads. I think the element of his daughter, just not only being with him at the time of the accident, of the tragedy, but their relationship, and you could see how much they love each other. I think we all put ourselves in that position, and how would we feel knowing if we were in that position? It's just an awful thing, right? And I think that's what's so hard to shake about this, is the dad in me, not so much the sports fan, because this happens. But man, the dad in me can't shake it.
Especially when all the information's coming out that they shouldn't have even been flying that day. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, I'm not the biggest NBA fan. I did take my son to the last game Kobe played in Cleveland. It was at 15 or 16, and what a performance. I mean, the guy was a player.
Yeah.
The more you read about what kind of a guy he was and what kind of a father, I mean, he had 4 daughters, and he was, sounds like a really, really involved parent.
Right.
Words can't describe how that went down.
We talked a little bit off camera. It's almost getting 9/11 type coverage, in that no matter what channel you put on, no matter website you click on, there is something addressing this. So it's like the media is not even letting us escape from it. You know what I mean? And I don't know if that's good or bad, helping you mourn, just getting it. The more you hear it, maybe desensitized a bit. But it's everywhere right now. So I think that attributes to why we're all feeling a little bit in a funk.
I mean, he's top 10, right?
Yeah, got to be. Yeah.
I mean, top 10
for sure. Yeah.
PJ, you were in Cleveland last night.
I was.
Zion was in.
He was in town.
Zion was in town. They had a little tribute for him as well. What was the atmosphere in Cleveland?
The tribute before the game. I mean, they both did the 24-second thing and the 8-second, tribute to him. It was all. I mean, the crowd was as quiet as could be. And then first intermission, they did the video. The guy had so many highlights. How do you fit it into 2 minutes? As far as the game goes, this Zion.
What was Zion like?
You can tell he needs to get into some game shape. I don't know if you watched the game, but he's a really, really big man.
He's bulky.
He is a big man, and as quick as he is, I mean, and they were letting them play, I think, 4 minutes on, 4 minutes off. The Pelicans can be good.
They're going to be a squad.
They can be good, and you'll be a fan of them, especially if you like Duke.
Yeah,
because they have like 8 guys that play at Duke.
They do. They play a fun style too. Like even the Ball, I think, is a really good point guard, and if he has guys like Ingram and Zion, and then you have Redick running the wing and guys like that. Holiday, yeah. I mean, they just got weapons everywhere. It's just they're young, and I watched them play against the Celtics on TV a couple days ago, and they actually put it on the Celtics pretty good. But what I noticed is, man, do they turn the ball over like crazy? And that could be because they're young and they're just learning.
They hustle
stuff. But they're young and they're scrappy.
They hustle,
full of energy. So they are a fun team to watch. I'm a fan. When at Christmas this year, Jack got a Zion Williamson game jersey.
There you go.
So I mean, they're going to be a fun up and coming team to watch. And pro sports is all about entertainment. They're entertaining.
Lonzo shoots too much. Okay, he needs to quit shooting so much.
All is too much with that shot. Yeah.
All right. Speaking of, you guys brought up Duke. Pitt gave Duke an effort, got within 3 under the 4-minute timeout, but weren't able to close the deal. They're still sitting with 13 wins. They're going to beat last year's total of 14. Capel after the game said, I'm not into moral victories and people patting us on the back for playing well. We need to start winning games. PJ, where do you sit on where is his Pitt program in his year two? Or can
it's
you
definitely
see
on the rise? Definitely on the rise. I mean, the thing that I've been to a couple games. We went to the one game, and they hustle. They struggle with shooting, but they hustle. And I think, what's it going to take? 2-3 more recruiting, and once he gets 5 years and has all his guys, I mean, they play competitive. At Duke, I mean, with all those young guys, I thought they played pretty good.
Sure. I mean,
what area do you see them improved in, Doug?
Well, I went to every game last year, every single home game I attended last year, and they were getting blown out in games like last night. Though that 18 would have been 30 like that, and now they cut it back the other way to 3. So I'm seeing a lot more toughness. And Tony went crazy last night. That was the best game I think. I actually think Coach Capel said it. That's the best game he has had a player play for at Pitt. That was the best individual performance he has seen at Pitt. And I guess a lot of it had to do with the opponent. But Champagne, I love. They just need some help. We watched them play North Carolina, and I don't care if North Carolina's undermanned. Those victories don't get asterisks. They beat the tar out of North Carolina that day. It wasn't even close. From the very beginning, Pitt mauled them. So they're definitely trending in the right direction. But what I'm a little bit leery of is everyone's saying, similar to what you just said, wait till he gets his guys. Well, he got to get those guys. Like,
got to get those
we
guys.
Can't, he got Blake Griffin to go to Norman, Oklahoma and play for Oklahoma. He's got to get those guys because he can coach them up. Their defense is good. Their hustle is good. All the toughness, the intangibles, he puts them in the right place. They just need some players. I watched that Syracuse game the other day, and man, that first half was abysmal. They looked like my fourth grade team shooting. But that's not a coach's fault when you can't shoot. A coach can teach you defense, and he can teach you the intangibles and the unselfish play, and they do all those things. But they got to get some guys in, and he's going to do fine. He can coach. It's a matter of not whether he has some material.
All right, now we're going to move on to the Pirates. They start spring training in less than 2 weeks. Pirate Fest this weekend, and earlier this week, a couple days ago, they traded one of, if not their best player, Starling Marte. They're not going to say it because they want to keep the fan base and the baseball fans. Teams never want to say they're in rebuilding and they're playing for the future, but it's obvious they are. If you're in this topic is being floated around and it's being written about, Josh Bell. They're going to be bad this year. Do you move him as well, or do you keep him just to save some sort of face and to save some sort of competitive balance? Because you can't field a team out there it's going to win 30 games, can you?
Well, I mean, they could not say they're rebuilding, but it's quite obvious to everybody that they're rebuilding. They can't insult the fans' intelligence that much. At this point, I heard someone else say it the other day, you can't just trade Marte and get a few prospects. If you are a true rebuilding mode, you need to get several prospects because the chances of all of them hitting are very slim. So you need to get 10 prospects and hope 5 hit, as opposed to getting 3 prospects and hoping to hit all 3. The odds aren't very good at that. So yes, trade Josh Bell. You stink right now. You're going to stink for X amount of years. We know you're going to stink. We're okay with it. But just follow the Astros model minus the cheating part, or cheat if you have to. Just don't get caught. Follow the Astros model. Tank. Get good, keep guys, use that $90 million in TV revenue you're getting and get that payroll from 50 to 90. At least spend that money you're getting, okay? Let's get that payroll up where it needs to be competitive. That's not small market problems. When you're getting $90 million in TV revenue and you're only spending 50 in payroll, that small market excuse isn't there for me. You're not spending the money you're being given to spend. So spend that money because the fans have turned. We all feel it, right? The ballpark's empty and it's a beautiful ballpark. Customer service is ridiculous. It's so good. But no one's going to games anymore. So we're on to the con right now. So everybody needs to, and the Pirate organization needs to get prospects, develop prospects, play good baseball, field the ball, run the bases well, which they never did under Hurdle, and keep guys.
I hope they don't trade Josh Bell because he does our TV commercials here at the dealership.
Yeah.
We were lucky enough to have dinner with Derek Shelton, the new manager, and a couple of the other executives last week. And the attitude is 100% changed as far as the vibe you get from meeting the higher-ups. Obviously, they're going to be in a rebuild. They need to spend I mean, what's Cincinnati spending this year? 130.
Yeah.
What's Cleveland spend? I think in that range. I mean, we got to be up in that range. I mean, you know, it's not going to be this year, but hopefully within a year or two. How long they hold on to Josh, I don't know.
What was your take of Shelton? What
He's
what
awesome.
struck you?
He's awesome. Great. Everything's positive. Good. You know, he has a lot of experience. He's been with a lot of different teams. Has studied under several successful managers. The last couple of years, he's been in Minnesota. And do some research on them. I don't know much about Minnesota because I don't follow them here. Since I met them, those guys hit the ball, and they win, and they spend money. And I mean, Charrington came from Boston. They spend money.
They spend money.
So I think when they give him the chance to spend money, you know, it's up to the owner, right? It's not up to Charrington.
Yep.
It's
Correct.
not up to the GM.
Correct.
They're going to say, hey, you got this much money, go do it. And I kind of like what I hear about him too.
All right, final thing, gentlemen, is Sunday's the big game. Kansas City and the 49ers, best offense against the best defense. The saying always goes, defense beats a good offense. Are you going with that?
Boy, I'll tell you what, usually I would, but San Francisco's defensive line and linebackers are exceptional. I think that they are susceptible on the back end. So if those front guys don't get to Mahomes, and he's showing a little bit of wheels right now, I don't know how they cover Kansas City. I mean, you remember New England had an elite defense last year, and Mahomes shredded them. So in that AFC Championship, and I just think they're a team of destiny. This is where they want to be. I know where you think already. You and I've been in cahoots for a week now.
I'm putting my money on Mahomes.
Right,
I
we
mean,
know you're going KC.
yeah.
I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go KC on a short number. I think they're going to win in a classic type game. Might be a little lower scoring than people think. Might be like 24-21-ish in there.
I don't know if San Fran can get into a gun. You know, if they get into a shootout with those guys, good luck.
Good luck.
But San Fran does have as good or better defense as anybody that he's gone up against. They have so much speed. He has so many weapons. And how do you prepare for him? Because he doesn't stay in the pocket. He's moving. He's throwing this way, underhand.
Right.
The guy's
There's no film on him.
left-handed.
Yeah,
I mean, he's
right.
going to do whatever you got to do.
Belichick couldn't stop him.
And
Nobody stopped him.
I don't want the 49ers to win, to be honest with you, because I'm a
That's
Steelers
Steelers.
fan.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
6 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we appreciate it. And PJ, what do you got going on this month? Any New Year specials here?
January is typically our slowest month of the year, but we've been blessed this month with weather. I mean, it hasn't snowed, knock on wood, 2 days, I think. So the leases are the Ram lease, the Cherokee lease, the Rogue lease, Altima and Sentra. And I mean, you're seeing what we have here. We got lots of cars.
Right.
So come out the next couple days and
Take a few home with
yeah,
you.
let's do it.
All right, we will see you guys in February. We're creeping toward March Madness. Pirates,
Perfect.
so we'll see what Steelers will be making
March
some moves.
Madness is going to be crazy this year.
Crazy
That'll
madness.
be our topic du jour next month. So stay with us for another edition of the Sports Drive here from Beaver County Auto.